Now we've got a big one, Pete, GameStop, because the stock was up over 110%, traded through $38, folks. It backed off by 10 bucks, but it's still up 60% on the day. And when you look into it, was it earnings? Was it a buyback? No, it's Roaring Kitty, and Roaring Kitty's back. And all he had to do basically, Pete, was lean into the stock. Because literally, that's the meme he put out. He leaned in, and he just put a picture of himself leaning in on Twitter, and boom, everybody knew what he meant, and they all came for it. We saw unusual activity throughout the entire month. I mean, we've seen it going back to April, Pete. They were buying the May 12 calls. Well, they expire this Friday. So that's still pretty good. What did they pay for those? 20 cents. 20 cents. What did those go to today? Oh, let's see. They went to $26.20. They even had some options just 2 weeks ago, Pete. June 11 calls that were $1.43. The stock was under 11 bucks. And you can imagine those also did pretty well. We have a bunch of them. We'll post them up so you guys can see it.
We all know this name. We all got to go back to 2021, but we all know this name. We know about Roaring Kitty and how influential, I'll say, he is on the markets and in the world of this whole meme stock idea, right? I mean, absolutely incredible. Here's the other incredible part, John. The short interest is still extremely high. You're still looking at 21, 27%, somewhere in that, broad. I know that's wide, but something north of 20%. How about that? It's a pretty incredible number. So if it starts to move and you've got a little momentum and you've got Roaring Kitty out there leaning in, all of this starts to play into this whole thing. So it's amazing. You look at the cash to debt, though, of GameStop, it really isn't that bad. This is one of those names that's a little bit different than some of the others that we bring up where they're really in debt and they've got this and that. They actually have $600 million to the positive side, John. And then the cash burn, that is pretty high. That's about $215 million. So when you look at all of that, it doesn't make really a whole lot of sense that this stock needs to go to the direction it has at the speed that it has. That doesn't necessarily matter. When Roaring Kitty comes back to life like he has, this is exactly what you'd almost expect to have happen, right? And, it's right out of the movie, John. It is literally right out of the movie. He shows up and there she goes.
Yep. Well, there she goes, Pete. And when you've got as many hits as we have, basically all between $10.50 and $11.
Yeah.
And now the stock, like I said today, traded to $38. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I think the turnover, Pete, now is topping 100 million shares. Yeah, that's a real number. The float, like Pete said, huge short interest. And Roaring Kitty is now the hero again. And everybody's going to be looking at all the other meme stocks like AMC and so forth. So keep your eye on those. And if you're short them, God help you.